We're talking about leaks today. Coming out of Season 4 Reloaded's update, Black Ops 6 and the COD HQ obviously have had things tethered together that showcase glimpses of the future builds unintentionally and future content for quite some time now. And things are not stopping anytime soon. This update certainly not excluded. As a result, we get to see things coming in what appears to be maybe Season 5 and perhaps a little beyond, and even some potential Black Ops 7 leaks. So drop your thoughts below on what you either like or dislike out of these leaked items, and let me know your thoughts. Drop a like if you guys enjoy the video. Make sure to subscribe for more Black Ops 6, 7, and other FPS content. A lot of cool stuff upcoming this fall that I'm excited to talk about. Multiple titles that appear to be launching that I want to cover. And also, if you want to join in on the conversations as they happen live, make sure to follow over on Twitch. But anyways, let's start out with the weaponry here. Out of the Season 4 Reloaded update, we ended up seeing 4 new weapons added into the game files. These include the ME P55B gloves, the ME P59 seesaw, the SL P58 wand, and the SM P57 MPUG 40. So for these, how this all breaks down is firstly the prefix ME, SL, and SM denote the weapon type. So ME will be melee, SL will be special, and SM is submachine gun. The P55 to P59 is just the weapon designation and the order in which they're coming, but we end up seeing that B gloves, likely the boxing gloves, seesaw, probably a chainsaw, the wand, that could be something that is like, I mean, maybe genuinely a wand, I don't know, without getting into the magical extent of everything, which of course pushes that realism that even just the aesthetic of realism is what people want. Doesn't have to be a milsim or anything like that, but a wand is going to be, if you put magic into things, that'll be probably something not too many people actually want to see. And then the MPUG 40 is one that I can definitely get behind. The MP40 is going to be returning here. So not a whole ton in regards to quantity, which is interesting because we have seen leaks before that denote more and more weapons beyond just 4 individual ones, but that likely could be a number of different reasons. Maybe this is literally just being added for Season 5 or Season 6 here, and what we've seen in the past. Still, there's a few things that may have slipped through the cracks we haven't quite seen. Maybe it's because we are at that end of the sort of year, approaching it with only 2 seasons left. Potentially, some people think that Season 6 won't be happening, but if the game launches in late October to November, we still end up having about 3 to 4 months. So with there being normally crossover between Season 6, a launch, and then into Season 1 of the next title, I'm not expecting Season 6 to be something that is not there, but we'll have to wait and see for any sort of confirmation beyond that. Operators, we did see a couple of these, but again, I think this is going to only be a Season 5 operator list here, as there's only 3 additional ones added, where you have the code names of Chocolate, Jelly Bean, and Sims. Now, frankly, the first 2 of those don't make a whole ton of sense. I mean, sweet candies, that's very vague and doesn't give us really anything to work off of. But Sims, we have seen a Sims before. Lawrence Sims from Black Ops Cold War and a little bit within Black Ops 6 here. In Black Ops 6, he was somebody that showed up briefly in the campaign, and it was explained he left the CIA. He then ended up becoming a captain in the United States Army and then was a part of Desert Storm. But other than that, he wasn't anything that we really got to play around with too much or explore even further. So now to see him potentially coming back, not only as a playable character, but also likely, if that's the case, intertwined with the post-launch storyline and how that's all shaping up. Granted, it's not a whole ton of a great storyline or anything like too in-depth or whatever, but it looks like Sims will be returning here in Black Ops 6. Another smaller piece of leaked information here is that it seems like we'll be getting another streak within Season 5 or Season 6 that will be the combat bow. Now, this is one we have seen before. Black Ops Cold War had the recurved bow, the combat bow, but it was also not the first time we saw a bow, because notably Black Ops 3's Outrider had a bow all the way back in 2015. Very fun to use of a streak, I thought it was. In Cold War, it was a low score count. I would imagine it's the same thing here with this again, where it's relatively easy to get, and it was just one of those things that felt good to relive the Black Ops 3 Outrider glory days. I loved playing Outrider back in the day, but this too would appear to potentially be again Season 5 or Season 6, but no further streaks have been indicated to be leaked just yet, or so it seems. We'll get to that in a second and what I mean. And finally, in regards to like the content side of things here, we saw Season 5 seemingly has a Warzone leak that a few map locations were updated as of Season 4 Reloaded, where we end up having map notations for Lab Hot Zone, Stadium Boardroom, Stadium Computer Room, and Stadium Lockdown. So that is something that that kind of appears to be replicating the Modern Warfare 2019 Stadium Easter egg locations, the boardroom being that main completion place where once you unlocked it, that's where you completed the Easter egg, the computer rooms being that place where you had each of the different puzzles, and lockdown potentially being either an in-game event surrounding the map or something that dealt with some of those locked down areas. Now, this also seems to indicate that Stadium will indeed be opening up, something that we kind of assumed would be happening for a while now, as it was mentioned that Stadium was apparently going to be open when Verdansk was launched. That was the rumors leading up until the launch of Verdansk, but that obviously did not happen. So with this now progressing through the sort of evolution of Warzone a bit in a not necessarily one-to-one capacity with what we saw within Modern Warfare 2019 and Black Ops Cold War's year of support and seasons, but we are starting to see that still continue along that progression line. So seemingly we'll have an update for Warzone and Stadium within Season 5. Now, the final thing talking about Black Ops 6 and like this year of content is there was something that was interesting found for Black Ops 6 only. This, at first glance, appears to be an audio visualizer, very similar to what Fortnite did in the last, honestly, I don't even know. It's been there for a while, but in the grand scheme of Fortnite, it's still a relatively newer addition. But this is one of those things that would actually show up for where audio sources are coming, whether it be an audio line said by a player, shots being fired, footsteps, you name it. Something that makes audio, it would end up showcasing on this visualizer. Now this, what we've seen leaked so far, the way it's implemented in Black Ops 6 currently, if it stays like this, I think it looks terrible in terms of design, at least personally speaking, and I feel like it's way too intrusive on the visual side of things here. Now, if this is a new accessibility feature that is defaulted as off, I personally, even if it is something that to me looks pretty ugly, I don't necessarily see any issue with it. If it can help out the 1% of players who may need it with hearing impairments, I think that it's a good thing. Accessibility features, I'll always root for, especially if it's not something that is like forced as a default on for players, that it may become intrusive to their gameplay experience. But I think that it could definitely be redesigned to be a little bit better. But I think it's nice to have the option for. My hope is that it's not defaulted to always on like Fortnite's visualizer, or I think it is. It's honestly been forever since I've engaged with Fortnite. I don't think that I've played Fortnite since like 2018 or something like that. So maybe I've just seen enough clips here and there where it feels like it's defaulted. But either way, number one, I think it needs a redesign if it is something that does go forward. And number two, I think it's great for people who need it, but I don't think that it should be a default thing. So we'll see how this plays out. But if it's any indication, it'll probably be something that comes in the next season or so here in the future for Black Ops 6. Now, the final things we'll talk about in this video deal with a little bit for Black Ops 7. Firstly, a smaller one, but still something that is, I think, more interesting because it seems like it's going to be something that does happen rather than what we'll talk about next. Could be some cut content that's either pushed back to Black Ops 7, has some weird implications, but whatever the case, the thing we know of is there's going to be a Black Ops 7 camo for pre-orders, it appears like. There's been no visual released or anything just yet, and we don't even know when we'll see pre-orders go live to be able to take place and to earn this, but it is one of those things that this is relatively common. But in the game files, it was mentioned that there is a new camo for the Black Ops 7 pre-orders. Now, that is just an at face value statement. That is not me saying, hey, pre-order the game, because honestly, I think pre-ordering games a lot of the times is really stupid. I'd rather have hands-on experience with the game to know if I want to commit that money or not. And certainly in this topic of discussion, it's your money. It's not my place to tell you what to do with it either way, whether I would recommend it or not. But my only thing talking about this further is that hopefully if it is something that somebody does pick up, anybody, you, I, whoever, hopefully it transfers to Black Ops 7. It's been mentioned that it appears that some of the assets kind of point towards Gobblegums transferring to Black Ops 7, so that would theoretically indicate that other things will carry forward to Black Ops 7 as well, but we don't quite know. And where we had things like Modern Warfare 3's camo for the Black Ops 6 pre-order bonus, that made a little less sense to transfer over because it was not a year 2 sort of project. It's not like a Modern Warfare 2 to a Modern Warfare 3 where Modern Warfare 2's camo would then transfer to Modern Warfare 3. This was an entirely separate sub IP. So with this potentially being something that does transfer over, fingers crossed we don't have a cool camo like we had last year with the pre-order bonus for Black Ops 6 that then is just available to use only for like 2, 3, 4 months max. Fingers crossed. The final thing we'll talk about is some potential leaks for Black Ops 7, because in Season 4, it was mentioned the Dragonfly, or what is otherwise known as the Dragonfire, was added in Season 4, but was removed in Season 4.5. Some additional things that were also removed in the game files were things called Mega Jump, Flame Blast, Shadow Break, War Machine, Combat Hologram, Mini Sentry, Grappling Hook, Vision Pulse, and Drone Launcher. Now, on its own, the Dragonfly or Dragonfire could have been a streak that we end up seeing coming to Black Ops 6, 7 as a either like experimental thing that the depths of the CIA was working on in the 90s. Narratively, I still don't think that really makes a whole ton of sense, but it would be something that then would get you ready for Black Ops 7 and a more futuristic approach to the multiplayer. But with the inclusion of those other things being removed as well, that's just a weird list of things that wouldn't make sense no matter what. Back in the 90s, and even with the 2035 accessibility to things, they already said we're not going to things like the specialist era of 2065 in Black Ops 3 or the 2040s with Black Ops 4. But a lot of people thought this looked like indications of specialist items, and honestly, I tend to agree. It surely sounded like it. Mega Jump would have been new. Flame Blast would have been the Fire Break item. Shadow Break could have been new. War Machine was, well, the War Machine. Combat Hologram sure sounds like Reaper's ability to duplicate himself into multiple different copies as distractions. The Mini Sentry could have been the Reaper Arm Cannon. The Grappling Hook could have been Ruin's thing. Vision Pulse could have been Outrider's ability. And Drone Launcher, I kind of just immediately think of like how you shot grenades in Advanced Warfare, perhaps, or something new. So it's definitely interesting that maybe these were cut from the directory of what we see in the COD HQ, but could be still upcoming for Black Ops 7, but we don't know just yet. So certainly interesting on that front, but a lot of stuff did leak out of the last seasonal update here a couple of weeks back for Black Ops 6 and a little bit for Black Ops 7. So that's where we're gonna wrap it up. Just wanted to fill you guys in on some information that we didn't quite get around to talking about recently, but still has some implications for the future. So let me know your thoughts down below. Is there anything in particular you like or dislike out of what we discussed here today? Drop your thoughts, drop a like if you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to subscribe for more Black Ops 6, 7, and other FPS content. Like I said, a lot of stuff seems to be upcoming here for the main channel, and some cool stuff for the second channel I'm looking forward to as well, getting back into the swing of things over there, where we have 3 massive titles that I'm really excited for that we're probably going to cover here on the main channel. Battlefield, whenever that may end up coming out, if it is Q4 this year, Black Ops 7, obviously, and Arc Raiders. Super excited. So if any of that and even more interests you, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to have you in the community. For now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you later. Take care and peace.